It's only when you start to understand that you can make effective decisions and effective plans. Now, the question is, who is promoting ignorance? Well, those organisations that try to keep things secret, and those organisations which distort true information to make it false or misrepresentative. In this latter category, it is bad media. It really is my opinion that the media in general are so bad, we have to question whether the world wouldn't be better off without them altogether. They're so distortive to how the world actually is, that the result is we see wars and we see corrupt governments continuing on. One of the hopeful things that I've discovered is that nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. The media could have stopped it if they had searched deep enough. If they hadn't reprinted government propaganda, they could have stopped it. But what does that mean? Well, that means basically populations don't like wars. And populations have to be fooled into wars. Populations don't willingly, with open eyes, go into a war. So if we have a good media environment, then we'll also have a peaceful environment.
Julian Assange, thank you very much.
Prison, under house arrest, and almost 5 years here in this embassy without sunlight. My children grew up without them. That is not something that I can forgive. It is not something that I can forget. It's something that I hope will be more than just about me. Because the reality is, detention and extradition without charge has become a feature of the European Union.
One, two, three, four.
woman, when you walk my way with your pepper spray, all I can do is watch your hips sway. So come on now, police woman in your blue uniform, let me turn you on. Arrest me, arrest me, arrest me. Police woman, don't you know that I will turn you on with your own baton? I will turn you on with your handcuffs on. Come on, police woman in your blue uniform, let me turn you on. All I can do is watch your hips sway when you walk my way, police woman.
Please talk. Can someone talk to me? Can someone actually just tell me where the US Embassy staff are? No, they're not answering. So the British High Commission are not answering the door to 2 British citizens wanting to ask questions. Pretty shoddy. And it's raining now. 3rd venue today.
And the Swedish episode was just a bogus red herring. The US Constitution protects publishers and journalists. This crime was just to have broken the silence. It provided, shown that we're complicit by failing to speak out against illegal wars and the attacks on this journalist who's actually provided the real truth and the deceit of Western governments. There's no investigative journalism in our lifetime whose equal importance in terms of the information he has provided through WikiLeaks. He's called rapacious power to account. He's shown that our governments are supporting 70% of the military, including Saudi Arabia, which has an appalling record in terms of human rights and the treatment of women. It also is attacking on behalf of United States Yemen, and we know that millions of people are at threat now in Yemen of starvation because they're closing the last port there, which is providing the humanitarian aid. At the same time, the drone execution that we don't really hear of innocent people all through the Middle East and any part of the world. Malcolm Turnbull can remain silent, or he can seize this opportunity and use his government's diplomatic influence to defend the life of an Australian citizen, a really top Australian citizen whose courageous public service is recognised by countless people across the world. He can bring Julian Assange home, and that's what we ask him to do right now.
Thank you. Right, we're going to take it away now. Bye-bye, Beehive, until the next time. This will be where we come for emergency action. There's been a few people walking past today, taking an interest, which is great. It's just what we want. Some people are like, who's Julian? That astounds me, really, but anyway. Some people are like, we're with her, and I think those people really need to do some more investigation. But anyway, here we are. Free speech, freedom of press. Not 1984, if we can help it.
Hey everyone, welcome to our 4th WikiBees session for the Unity for J movement. My name is Susie Dawson. I am the president of the Internet Party of New Zealand, an activist and a journalist and an organiser with Unity for J. Thank you so much for being, oh, there's a Kiwi in the chat already. Hi Autumn, I see hello from New Zealand. Hi, kia ora koutou, welcome to the stream. Awesome to have you here. Okay, I'm super excited, you guys. Tonight we have got so much work to do, and this is going to be the first real hardcore work session. So if you want to know all the moving parts of the movement and where they're up to, you'll need to go back and watch sessions 1, 2, and 3 from last week, because that will give you all the info that you need to know. Tonight we're just going to get on and do work, a lot of work. So our agenda for tonight, we talked a lot about funding and the types of things we wanted to raise money for last week and how we were going to go about that. Tonight, I want your ideas. So what we agreed last week is that rather than just have like a general slush fund and ask for donations, we want to be a bit more focused and a bit more transparent than that. So we are going to fundraise for specific actions, for specific things that we want to do on a case-by-case basis. And we're going to, so for example, and this is just, you know, one example off the top of my head, we talked about getting some skywriting done, free Julian Assange, or hiring one of those planes that drags a banner that we can fly over New York City or somewhere like that, you know, with free Julian Assange #Unity for J on it. So what we want to do tonight, first up, is we want to put together a list of initiatives like that we can do to raise. Oh, I'm already seeing some suggestions for for the platforms we can use. So what I want to know is, first of all, what actions do you think we should fundraise for specific things? So like we will raise money just for the airplane, and then separately we'll raise money just for some billboards in some, you know, high profile locations, or et cetera, et cetera. I want your ideas, and I want to know what fundraising platforms you think would be best for us to run those campaigns on. And then I don't just want ideas from people, I want numbers. So get online and find out where is the best and the cheapest place to actually purchase whatever it is that we're wanting for that specific initiative. So I want to know 3 different quotes for skywriting companies if the idea is skywriting, or I want to know 3 different specific quotes for billboards if the thing that we're going to do is billboards. Now, the best place for us to have those ideas compiled for tonight is in the #funding channel on our Discord server. So if you are interested in working on this project to generate these specific campaigns of specific marketing actions that we can take to promote this movement, I would like you to join our Discord server at unity4j.com/Discord. Social media admins, please put out the link, unity4j.com/Discord. Then I want you to go to it's down at the bottom somewhere, find the #funding channel. Everybody on the server can access and see that channel. in that channel, write your idea, but then go and research your idea. Find out how much it's going to cost, get competing quotes from specific companies, and detail exactly how you think we should execute that idea. So that's step one. If you're interested in marketing the movement, please go ahead and do that now. Second thing is, I should have asked you guys, please tell everybody that this stream is happening right now. We put our announcements out on pretty short notice tonight. So all over social media, go and tell them if you want to help save Julian Assange, come and join the WikiBees stream that's happening right now. So while you guys are having a think about what kind of funding projects we can do for marketing the movement, the next thing that I'd like to talk about is the events that we have. Someone's asking the link for the stream. Link for the stream is unityforj.com/stream. unityforj.com/stream. Please go post that link all over social media and tell them we are working together right now live online. Next thing I want to talk about is the events that we have coming up this weekend, and there are a number of tasks that we need to complete tonight in order to make those happen. So this Saturday we have our 5th Unity for J online vigil event. Will be hosted by Joe Lauria, who is the editor-in-chief of Consortium News, consortiumnews.com. We have already confirmed John Kiriakou will be in attendance. That's obviously CIA Torture whistleblower John Kiriakou, an amazing person. Cynthia McKinney will be there. Vivian Kubrick will be there. Graham Elwood will be there. A whole number of people that I'm probably forgetting on the spot will be there, and it will be amazing. So that's this Saturday. It's from 10 a.m. until 11 p.m. Eastern time. So from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Now, if you check out @Unity4J on Twitter, you will see some gorgeous event banners and event materials, graphics, Facebook headers, all that kind of stuff. Please download them, use them, spread them around social media. On Sunday, we will have Unity4J Day, our second Unity4J Day, but I will address that separately in a minute. So when we organise these vigil events every month, we go through the same process. The invites go out to all of the guests. We begin to schedule the guests. That part's already happened. The guests come back and confirm with us that they'll be appearing. That part's done. What we need to do now is to put out our event press release about this Saturday, and we need to create our media resources paste bin. The media resources paste bin is a simple link that has all the key information about the event. And you will be able to see examples of our press releases and our media resources paste bins on our website. I think it's right at the bottom of the front page under media. So unityforj.com, and have a look down the bottom. Now, on our Discord server, under our communications channel, we have the current drafts of the press release. So in order to access these, you'll need to join our Discord server, and you will need to have the comms team role assigned to you. Because once you have that role assigned, you'll be able to see the communications channels, which are #urgent tasks, which is where the things we have to do immediately, #comms discussion, where we can talk about those tasks, and #comms approvals, where we do the sign off on our communications once they've been written. So if you're interested in helping to work on our press releases and our messaging for the event, it would be greatly appreciated if you would go to the Discord server. You can tag mods and ask them to add comms team role for you, or you can self-assign that role in the #roles channel. And then head on down to urgent tasks, have a look at the drafts of the press release that are there already, and give your 2 cents. Now, something that I'm noticing about our press releases and our communications, and our comms channel lead, our team lead, Mackenzie, will be on in about a little over an hour. She'll join us and probably have a bit more of a talk with us about these tasks. But one thing I'm noticing is that we have a massive amount of academic writing experience amongst our team. But what we don't really have is a whole bunch of marketing experience. Now, I'm the classic example of this because I'm fantastic at writing 15 or 20K word articles with 100 source links, but I'm really bad at writing a 10-word or a 12-word catchy marketing phrase. And so what we need, in my opinion, is people who are really skillful with their use of words and people who have some digital marketing experience who can have a look at our communications and just make them more interesting. Because I noticed that like our titles tend to be like our headlines for our press releases are like, you know, 5th Unity 4J Vigil to commence Saturday, 6th October, 10 a.m., blah, blah, blah. Like we have all these facts in the headline, but it's not very engaging for people. I think what we need to have is more like dynamic online digital nonviolent digital army unites once more to save Julian Assange, like, or something, you know, something like this. So we need people who have that kind of like nous about how to make something really catchy and really cool and to engage people's attention, rather than it just having, you know, all of the like what, where, who, why, how shoved into one sentence, which is definitely our current tendency. So if that's you and you are, you know, someone who has that skill set, please join the communications team. Please, like I said, go to unity4j.com/Discord. Someone's offering microwave popcorn. You know what? I'll take it. That would be fantastic right about now if I had a microwave. Please go to unity4j.com/Discord, join the Discord server, ask to be added to the comms team, go to the comms team channel, have a read through the draft that's there and suggest any changes. So we have like amazing proofreaders already. We have people who can pick up, you know, every single punctuation mark that needs to be changed. And we have really nailed the layout of the communications, but I feel like, what's the term they use? Like it needs to be sexed up a little bit, which is definitely not my forte. Definitely not my forte. So I need your guys' help, please, to make this happen. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing your funding ideas, and as people put them into the funding channel, I'll report back on the stream and we'll discuss them together. Alternately, if you can't access the Discord, you can go ahead and share your ideas and post information directly into the chats on the various streams. I would also appreciate it, tech guys, if you could confirm to me that all the Facebook lives are up, as well as the YouTubes, and that all the chat, that Restream's picking up all the chats, because I don't want to miss anybody's comments and stuff. So that would be cool. Okay, now next thing is that Bjorn, you're with us, and am I even saying your name correctly? Please, like I'm so worried that I'm mispronouncing it. Bjorn is here. So Bjorn talked to us a little bit last week. Thank you. Tech team says yes, everything is live. Bjorn talked to us a little bit last week about the new website that we are building for Unity4J. Which is very overdue and exciting thing for us because we have so much content and that we need to present. And the current website was hacked together in like 2 hours, like on a minute's notice, and it just doesn't like cover everything we need it to. So Bjorn has been diligently working day in and day out to give us a much cooler version of our site. So what I was hoping is, Bjorn, are you able to share screen and demo for us just where the new build is at right now, and then talk us through everything you need from us in terms of providing content to populate the site. And also then once you've talked us through it, I'd like to give you some live change requests if possible.
Sure. Yeah. I'll try to share. I haven't tried this button yet.
Share screen and click desktop 1.
Desktop 1, there it is. And there we go. Do you see this?
Yes, we can.
Lots of windows here. I'm going to try to remove those.
Yellow.
One way. Yeah, so maybe I can move this way as well. There. Almost done. have to get you away from here so I can see. Okay, so the last time I just showed that we needed a menu that was compatible with mobiles and different screen sizes. So I've been working more on that. And if this window is grabbable, you can see here that we can scale and turn around everything, and the content scales with it.
So
you,
it's
have to,
responsive.
you have to excuse this, the color on the triangle behind the Unity4J thing. I was experimenting. As we talked about earlier, I've also been working on the menu, and you gave me an order for the items. And I took the liberty of placing join first and highlighting it, because I was thinking that that is what we most want people to do. And that's something we have to make sure pop out, because it's nice to have people watch and listen and read, but what we really want them to do is to join us. And we can discuss it later. Nothing here is fixed. And if somebody wants something changed, we'll do that. Anyway, I also made the highlighting more obvious. The participant list, I don't think that was in the sample I provided last time. So what we have here is a list of all the participants, and this one is also, of course, changing according to the screen of the size of the screen. So they pop around, and they also have the same size regardless of the content. Now you can see Dmitry Bavich is the only one with an occupation and role. And that's something I really up with actually as soon as possible, because I've put in all the participants up until now, but they only have the name. So
sorry to jump. I'm just gonna. I think it's actually easier, rather than try and do this all after the fact, if I can just jump in piece by piece. Yeah. The join button looks fantastic, and I completely agree with you with your whole theory that you just gave about how it needs to pop out and be highlighted and be first. That's really cool. And then I think we can put a second one and maybe put it in more of a emerald green or a darker green. I know we have several green colors on our branding template for donate. But when I click to donate, I don't want them just to get a typical donation page where they chuck some money in a slush fund. But instead, they'll see a list of individual campaigns for each action that we want to fund. For example, skywriting in New York City. Donate to skywriting in New York City for Unity4J. Donate to pay, we must raise this total. We need $20,000 for billboards in Los Angeles Boulevard. Donate here. So that people can donate to specific items or actions rather than just into a general fund. Yeah. So that would be the second thing, is to add in that donate, and then obviously we have to build that functionality. I love the backlighting that you've put on the menu items. I think that's fantastic. The hover, the mouse hover, that looks really
cool. When you click them, they fade out a little bit as well.
That's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. It's really important that when you click on it that it stays like that, so you always know what page you're on. It's great. Really, really great. Okay, and I think also the general look and feel is really good. It's really clean. And please, you guys, give us your feedback on this stuff. Tell us your thoughts and ideas about what you're viewing right now.
Definitely.
Yeah, I really want to see links on each of those speakers to click people directly into them speaking in the vigil.
Yes, and I can tell that I've put together the format for the definitions of all the information we have about these people, and we really need someone to go in and add the vigils they've participated in, the quotes they've contributed, all those things.
Would just a list of links, specific links, giving the time that they come in each vigil, if they haven't got a video dedicated.
Kathy, we have full interview cuts of every interview that's been done on every.
Yeah.
So I think what we should do is, first of all, with relation to the occupation and role, we already, Bjorn, have a spreadsheet of all of those descriptions ready to go. Fleur has them.
Yeah.
I think you know Fleur, right? So you can ask,
Yeah,
ask her for them, and she'll be able to give you those, and then you can populate them. I would say we should make the name a different color than the occupation and role.
Yeah.
Just so that the name pops out more, but just still keep it legible. And maybe the name is a link, as Kathy suggests, and that link could take you to, or maybe you could do a mouse hover and a text next door. But yeah, or possibly you could even put it underneath the occupation and role, where a link to, as she says, their appearances on past vigils. The only issue there is that some people have been on 3 or 4, or even 5 vigils. Some people have only been on 1.
That's fine. The format is such that we can add all kinds of things I have participated in, and we can include a link to each event.
Could we choose something very significant that it has said, and just put that in a pop-up window? It doesn't have to be more than, I don't know, a couple of minutes, 2 minutes or something. But choose something rather than jump there and be plunged into the middle of 10 hours on YouTube.
I was thinking of first of all, when it comes to linking, I would prefer to actually highlight the whole card when you point at it, so you can put it anywhere on the person's card, and then either it pops up with more information about him or her.
That would be great.
Or we send them over to another page with information. But if you wanna just browse and click on people and see what they do and what they've said, it's nice to stay on the page and just pop up.
The other option
there, you can click on a link to a specific event or.
The other option is that we actually create a bios page. The bios page doesn't have to link from the top menu, but it could just be that when they click on someone's name, it takes them to their portion of the bios page, which has a full bio about them, and then the links to each of their interviews within the Unity4J campaign. That might be the better way to do it, so that we do actually have proper bios for them. Now, someone has. Sorry, if I'm moving too fast.
No, go on.
I'm just trying to respond to everybody. So the glow, that text that you have for participants is like it's a relic of the original site. Right?
Yeah, I just get it.
Yeah, so we should actually use ditch that font for the site. Somebody actually related to WikiLeaks called it the alien glow. I like cute retro IT stuff.
It's fun, but it's not professional.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun, but I don't think it very much belongs to the old site and not the new one. So perhaps if we can, I like the concept of the glow, but maybe just not so 80s.
Yeah. We have it here as well in the top.
Yeah, maybe more of a flat white. Actually, a great example is the big circle logo on the stream. That's the new text. That's the new glowing white text that united in solidarity.
Yeah.
If you look at the original logo, it has that alien glow text. But the logo you can see within the YouTube window is the correct font. So maybe you copy that font instead.
Yeah.
Because it'll stand out really nicely from the page without looking like alien glow.
Yeah. So as you said, with the bio, we in the pop-up that comes up first, we don't have to show everything, and we can also have a show more option, so it fits on the screen. But another thing is the translations, because when we add all this information about the participants, we add it in English, and then we need to add translations to it. And that's another area where I can't do everything myself. So if you see the menu up here, we have English, and I just added a couple. Let's try that one. Here's Portuguese, And this is an automatic translation because I don't speak Portuguese. And here's Spanish, German, and of course Norwegian because I speak that, so I can do that. And here's deltakere instead of participants and so on. But all the occupations and roles and the quotes and everything can be added and then displayed by letting the user choose the language they want. So all this is implemented, but we need content. So I guess I have to prepare some simple documentation on how to add it, and maybe talk to somebody has to tell me who to talk to, who knows what to put in there, and then they can take it on from there and get people to translate to all the languages we want.
Okay, cool. So guys, what I have just done is I've just taken, sorry, I am listening to you, Bjorn, I'll respond in a second. I've just taken the EtherCalc task list from last week and I've just inserted at the top of it funding, and maybe Bagheera, if you're on, or Banjo, or whoever it was that was doing the amazing formatting, fantastic if you could like come along after me and format this correctly. But just with, I can see people pumping out ideas for funding in the chat, and I would prefer if you can type them directly into this shared document. So, social media admins, I will, in the social media admin channel on Unity4J Discord server, I'm just right now putting this link. If you could share this link with all the viewers on all the platforms and ask them to come and put their ideas for funded marketing campaigns directly into this document for us to consider. So in the document, I'll just steal the screen share really quickly. In the document, you'll see here, I've just put funding. If you have ideas for funded marketing promotional actions, please put them below. What your idea is, the location of where you want it to happen, and then a link to 3 different suppliers who can supply it, and quote is the dollar cost. So you'll need to not just have an idea, but you'll need to get online, find suppliers who can supply the services or goods in the location that you want it to happen in, and find 3 suppliers and get 3 competing quotes for that. So please jump in here and stick, because I see someone saying like laser lights on major buildings. Someone else is saying they want to do something on the Eiffel Tower in France. They're saying if you want to have a big impact, you have to have big ideas. Well, that's totally awesome. But to make those big ideas happen, we need to know who can supply them and how much. And once we know how much and we decide as a group that that's the idea we want to go for, then we can go ahead and fundraise that specific amount of money to pull off that specific initiative. So please jump in here. And if we have, I've only put 4 slots in there. So just if you need more, just copy paste this portion and keep adding them below. That would be awesome. And you'll see under that we have the bones of a volunteer list. These are the people that are volunteering for the various teams for Unity4J. So have a read through. If you want to contribute to any of those teams, please put your relevant social media handle or username, your Discord username, underneath the correct area, and make sure, like, if you put a Twitter name, you put in brackets like Twitter, so that we know what platform that username is for. Awesome. Okay, Bjorn, back to you. So you, if you want to screen share again, let's talk about content. Okay, so someone's asking me what are the fonts that we're using. We have fonts that have been purchased for us for use by the Unity4J movement. We have specific colors and an entire professional branding template that our graphics team has put together. If you want to access that branding template yourself directly, you'll need to be a part of the graphics team. So you need to go onto Discord server and have the graphics role assigned to you. Then you can go to the creative channels. You'll see there's graphics tasks channel, graphics drafts channel, and graphics templates. If you go to graphics templates, you'll find our, it should be pinned to the top of the channel. You'll find the Unity4J branding template. So that's where you can get our logos from, our logo overlays for use in videos and web, and our correct palette and all the other bits and pieces you need. So in terms of content, Bjorn, you're not just talking about translation, right? You want the video content, the graphic content, all these types of things.
Exactly. And I'm doing it the same way as with the contacts, by setting up a format for adding, where you have a text file where you add the information about the video, for instance, and include the video file or a link to it. As we add these things into the site, they're automatically made available under the category. I don't understand what it says here. English. So under watch, you get the videos. Under listen, you get the music. And read, I don't know if, yeah, we have a media category here and we have read, but I was thinking about where do we stream all the things that we see from Twitter and all the different social media networks? If
a social feed.
Yeah, exactly.
A social feed for Unity4J would be really cool. The only thing is we need to make sure it's curated so that we don't just have a bunch of random crap in there, obviously.
Same approved stamp.
Yeah, so perhaps the best thing for a social feed would actually have a social feed that is populated exclusively by @WikiLeaks, @Julian Assange, @Unity4J, and all of the official Unity4J channels. It would be great if we could have a mixed social feed. I haven't actually seen one before, but one that's pulling in from every social source because we have like about 12, 15, 20 different official Unity4J accounts. So like when a new podcast is posted to the Mixcloud, it will pull that in. And when a new tweet comes out of Unity4J, yeah, a social feed would be extremely powerful. That would be
under the media menu element, you were thinking about.
I think social deserves its own top menu item. I think like watch, listen, read, download, social, media, or no, probably not next to media, it'll be confusing. Maybe read and then social and then download. Now, what media is for is two things. It's resources for media who want to write about the movement, our press releases, our official communications, and also links to media that has been produced about the movement. So if you look at the bottom of our current Unity4J page, you'll see when someone writes an article about us, we take that article and we hyperlink it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just going in order on the menu items. So events is going to be a calendar. So, but at the top, we discussed at the top of that page, we're going to have like a image gallery, a slider, basically a slider that has the promo images for our events. Like right now, there's the WikiBees promo for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's the Vigil promo for Saturday, and there's a banner for Unity4J Day on 7th of October. So those three images would be on the current event slider. And then underneath, we want literally a calendar like October and a grid of the month of October with the dates, blowing or highlighted or whatever of the event. Yeah. They mouse over the date and it tells them what the event is, or they click on it and it gives them, I really hate Google integrations, but I'm sure like lots of people will want to be able to add to their local calendar, be it like Mac. I mean, I never use any of that shit, but I know lots of people do.
I've done that before. And what we can do is we set up our calendar system, and we can let people subscribe to it, so they can add it to their own calendar, whether it's Google or whatever. And they can see the events that we put up in their own calendar. So we don't have to really integrate into Google or whatever. We can just set up our own calendar and share it.
Fantastic. I love for us to develop our own solutions wherever possible, and to not integrate with corporate services wherever possible.
And another thing, like you said, we can show the 3 next events, for instance, in a slider or promo thing at the top, and then we have the calendar below. But the calendar doesn't really have to be just the Unity4J events. We could, as time moves on, hopefully it won't take too long, but if needed, we can add the calendars for each country to show local events and so on. So you can choose to see a specific set of events, like from your country or regarding a specific topic or something.
That would be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now someone's talking about putting letters up that can be sent to Julian.
Yes.
What Julian has officially asked for, is that people don't send mail to the embassy, because I think he gets inundated with massive amounts of it from all around the world. But what he wants is people to write to Australian, US, UK and Ecuadorian politicians and to advocating for him, and then to send proof of that communication to the embassy, because then it goes to his lawyers, and his lawyers, it's useful for them to have to show the volume of public support. So that becomes a tool for his legal case rather than just fan. So doing something like that is very much what we've discussed having under the action section, which I don't yet see on the menu.
I removed the act that you put up, because join is was what I thought about the main act. But I was thinking about download/resources as the concept for that item, where you can go in and find templates for letters, find posters, things you can print, everything that you can pass on, and also have it in a translated version, so you can get it in the language you want.
I think that action station is going to have to be its own separate part, because it's effectively a portal. So it's where there are a number of other sites that allow you to do this. For example, there's an EFF one, a site created by the Electronic Frontier Foundation that you'll see being currently promoted on Unity4J site, where you can go there and you can sign petitions, you can send letters to people, send emails to people. You can actually, the site facilitates the submission of the documents rather than just giving you a document to copy or a template. I think that's the difference. So I think
then it's different.
Yeah, so it won't fit in with download. It will need to be.
It's more of a list of stuff you can do.
Yeah, but it actually allows them to do it through the website directly. So rather than them going to a petition site and signing the petition, they can actually sign 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 petitions on the one page, because they I assume, I don't know, but this must be how it works, that the major petition sites all have APIs.
I'm not sure that, I mean, we can hack it, but we can.
Well, there must be some way, because I've seen it done on other sites, right, where you can sign third-party petitions, and you know that then it ties into call-ins as well, like Captain call-in functionality on the site. Yep. And there's a number of other sites that have done the same thing. Even like I don't know if it was the Stop SOPA in particular, but there's been types of things like that where you can email and call Congress through a website.
Yeah, that's another thing we want to. I saw somebody wrote about it, that there was a site somewhere where you could choose the state you lived in, and then you got all the newspaper addresses, so you could send mails to the newspapers and so on.
Yes, letters to the editor. Yes, she was talking about exactly that. If you want to make a short list, absolutely. What we want in the action centre is letters to the editor. Guys, whoever has that horrible sound, please get rid of it. Letters to the editor. Okay, I'm just going to mute everyone except us. Hold up a sec.
It wasn't me, I think. Yeah. Anyway, that means we have to add. We have to have a category for it where we show the options you have to act, like you said. What you can do right now. Am I muted now? Am I online?
You are fine. You are not muted. It was me that was muted. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to put that back, and I still don't know if I want to call it download or resources. Yeah, we can talk about that.
I think we should simply call it ACT.
Yeah, ACT. No, yeah, the ACT is for the acting, but we need a category for where they can get stuff like posters, stickers, everything.
Ah, I'm sorry. Right, for me, that's the download section. So download is where they can download web resources and print resources.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I demoed the Internet Party version of that last week. The goodies, we call it the goodies page on Internet Party, where they can either
talked about it.
Yeah, they can download wallpapers for their computer or social media, you know, Twitter profile pictures, thumbnails, all that kind of stuff. Or they can download like A0, 1, 2, 3, 4 flyers, posters, stickers, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So the difference between that and us is that we're global, so we need to have this in as many languages as possible.
Yeah, I think we need to nail like the core functionality. And things that are going to be difficult to build and to roll out, for example, the ACT section in itself is, you know, it's probably the same amount of work as building the whole rest of the site. So we should.
If we're going to automate it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if we're going to have call-in functionality and remote third-party signing functionality and stuff like that, then it's going to be, you know, and PDF signing functionality.
That's going to have to wait. But we can give an overview of what people can do and guide them in the right direction.
Totally. So I'm thinking we should do our deployment in stages, right?
Yeah.
And when they click, you can stick ACT in the menu, and when they mouse over it, it can say coming soon.
No, we just don't show it until we have something to put inside.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so the watch, let's talk quickly. The events calendar we've already covered off. The watch page is going to have a gallery, or it's actually several galleries presented in sliders, right? So we want to separate the video content by its type so that we have short videos, so anything under 5 minutes can be in one gallery slider, and then full interviews can be in another gallery slider, and then Unity4J promo videos can be in another slider, or recap.
Yeah, we can show off a couple highlighted videos and so on the top, like on this front page. And then we show the list below, and we can add filtering possibilities. So you can choose to show vigils or user contributions or whatever kind of category, and the list just changes according to your selections.
That is a dream come true, from my perspective. That is literally a dream come true, because we have we had already 194 videos or something already last week. So that's why we need to be really smart about how we categorize them, and really smart. Having filtering options for the viewer is just fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And maybe a search functionality where they can type, you know, Susie or Daniel or Ellsberg or whatever the hell, and just pull up all the content that's related to them.
Yeah.
And of course, we have got to have those share buttons on them. So that's the watch page. So the listen page is going to have two things, and that's the SoundCloud and the Mixcloud. The SoundCloud being all of our music, and the Mixcloud being all of our podcasts.
Yeah.
and the read is going to be all of our transcripts.
Yeah.
Of which there are
anything articles or.
I'm sorry. The news. Where is our news going? Our news.unityforj.com.
That's not here.
So how about we stick that at the top of the read page, a big banner for the Unity4J Gazette. Click, and clicking on it takes them to news.unityforj.com, and then underneath, full transcripts and translations.
Yeah. Well, it's the easiest way to include all this is to do it in sort of the same way, same style. So we can highlight a couple of things to read on top, and we can change that anytime we want. And then below, you can choose categories of stuff to read and see everything listed up. Or you can search for authors or whatever kind of category.
I love to have like random features, like randomization features, where they can click and just see some random like new thing appear before their eyes that they didn't know existed before. It'd be great. I'm trying to think of other techniques we've used on other sites. I mean, we would have what I call internal advertising, which is where we'd have banner, would actually advertise different parts of the site within the site itself. I'm not sure that this theme, that would really fit so well with this theme, and maybe we don't need to with such a easy. Who is that?
I'm sorry, it's me.
Oh, Kathy, no offense, but I'm going to mute. Yeah, just unmute yourself if you want to say something. Okay, so that's listen and that's read sorted. So download, we're going to have all of the graphics. Now, one thing, this is a big thing for social media admins. I'm seeing a lot of independent actions in support of Unity4J. I've been retweeting some today where people are taking photos of themselves, postering and chalking Unity4J all over the place. We need to collect those up. It would be great if you could go and post them into the graphics channel so that we have those and can upload them to our image galleries. Because I don't want those things to be like lost forever. Just, you know, whenever you see them on social media, we've got to collate them somewhere somehow. Okay, so we've covered off download and we've covered off media. Contact is where we're going to have our little about us blurb about the movement, something nice and short, maybe like 200 words max, and then all the contact information, press contacts, info, etc., etc., etc. And search in English.
Let's search in English. We can search in any language. All the text, so you can search in German or whatever, and it'll hit whatever it finds.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, there. Can you see the cookie message at the bottom? I'm not sure if you can read it, but well, in the EU, you at least have to have that. I was thinking of course, we can let people decline if they don't want to, but it's a really nice feature to use to highlight new and unread content. So it means we're not tracking anyone. We're just storing in their browser what they've read, so that when they access the site, we can show them new things.
So this means we need terms of use and a privacy policy, correct?
Not really, because we're not tracking or we're not doing anything, but we can.
What I mean by privacy policy is we need to have a privacy policy that tells them that we're not supplying their information to any third party, we're not selling their information or commercializing it in any way, we're not utilizing it for any other reason. That join, it's just dawned on me, that join needs to not just link to join the Discord. It needs to give them right at the very top of that page, enter your email address here for news bulletins and notices from the movement.
Yeah.
Because
we can send them the Discord joining instructions in the email.
Yes, actually that's a really great idea to have an automated welcome email that has all of the information, including the Discord, that would be great. But I do think we should keep the Discord join portal thing that we have currently on the site. Like where in one click they can click to join the Discord. The thing is, I'm really conscious that the Discord could be taken away from us any day of the week, but people's email addresses can't be. So it's really important that we have that secondary way to contact people. So then, of course, the end game for the website is that eventually, rather than being dependent on the Discord, you would actually be able to log in and would have account functionality on the site that we would be able to have like integrated like task management, chat channels, etc., etc. I know lots of people have said use Mattermost. I disagree for multiple reasons, but something like that kind of functionality. So if we could replicate, you know, not just replicate the Discord, but have similar types of functionality. And when I say replicate the Discord, I don't mean so much the software, but more the groupings of channels and the ability to talk to people and direct message people and whatnot, and to upload files, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm really interested if anybody knows any open CRM. There used to be literally an open CRM program. It's no longer in service, I believe. Something like that, and any open source CRM program, an open source, preferably free software, but at least open source digital asset management program, and open source agile task management. Those are the three things that we really need long-term solutions for, rather than using the Discord. And ultimately, I would like to have those served from our website and managed internally by us. That need to be local installs on our servers, and not using third parties. Because the thing is, especially if it's free software, it means that we can, our developers can alter that software in any way that, you know, we can customize it specifically for our movement and for our users.
Yeah, that too. You know, with the events that you also have the option of adding tasks and assigning tasks and so on. That's already built into the iCalendar standard.
Cool.
So if we use like there's a system called SaberDAV. Don't know if it means anything to anyone, but it's a system I've used before for connecting the phone and calendars and everything to a calendar at the website, and it also includes tasks. So we don't have to completely reinvent the wheel. We can use open source solutions and just integrate them.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm just fully into local installs and not having to be reliant on external support in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
So we're being asked, Barbara is saying, have a take action button. Yeah, we're just going to simply call it act, just to keep it short. I like short menu items. And absolutely we will have that. Especially
since we have so many, they have to be short.
Swordfish is asking a bit about us doing an art exhibit where we build a makeshift room as big as Julian's real room with the exact dimensions for people to give a walk-in audience the experience of his life in confinement. That's already been done, Swordfish. There was an art installation exactly like that in Europe a number of years ago. So great idea, but that one's been done. Now, social media admins, can I ask you, as I'm watching ideas scroll up the chat and I'm not seeing them in the Etherpad, if you see people coming up with funded action ideas, promotional marketing ideas in any of the live stream chats, could you please take the initiative to go and copy those over into the relevant section of the Etherpad? And then anyone who doesn't have ideas but is willing to do the work, please check out the Etherpad, have a look at the ideas, and then go and actually do the work of finding suppliers that could supply those services and putting the links to those suppliers in the Etherpad and getting some quotes.
So I can just say that when we started this this live stream, I was actually in the process of implementing the calendar. So I'm going to continue with that afterwards.
Yeah. Cool. I'm just looking at some graphics approvals. You guys are working really, really well.
And I love the new WikiBee.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's really cool.
Absolutely incredible. Okay, who else do we have here that wants to talk to people about things that they need done before we move on? I think that's it. Bjorn, have you got anything else for us that you want to talk to us about the site? What I really want to know is when can we put the 1.0 version of this up?
Depends on how much we want in the 1.0 version.
I think the 1.0 version only needs to replicate the current functionality of the existing site. So that all we're really doing is replacing the look and feel. So the existing site is very, very, very simple, right? Like let's stop sharing screen and just go and revisit where we're actually at the moment in terms of the existing site. Yeah, I'll take us through this one.
Yeah, you can.
So 1.0 version of the new site only needs to have the stream embedded at the top. God, this, you know how ugly this looks now, having just looked at your version? This is an eyesore, honest to God. Hey, our tagline, I do actually want to keep our tagline. Got to think about where we're putting that. Actually, did you consider the double menu option that I was talking about?
Yeah, it's fine on desktop computer, but on mobile and smaller screens, we can just hide the top text you mentioned.
Okay, so I'm just quickly on my mobile phone, I'm just having a really fast look at what we did for Internet Party to see how we dealt with that. So internet.org.nz.
Because we can push things up and down and put the text you mentioned below and have the menu on top with the icon on mobile, or we can hide it. Or there are many ways of doing it.
On the mobile version of Internet Party, it just has our logo and then a donate button, and then it has a drop down. So you click on the drop down and it drops down and has all the menu items, and the social underneath is actually really well displayed. We had one of the greatest designers I've ever worked with in my life do the front end for that site, and he's done an absolutely amazing job that I highly suggest you have a look at it. So on the web version, this is what I mean when I talk about double top menus.
I have it up already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on the web version of the site, we have the logo, and then we have the sign up, donate, and the socials. And then we have the second menu line. So with the new site, it is possible that we could have the Unity4J logo, the campaign slogan, the join and donate, and the socials, and then have the second. And I find that I really like the contrast of the two purples here. So perhaps we could use a similar thing, because if you're going to have a double top menu, you need to differentiate it.
I would love to be able to use colors because it's a bit bleak. But that needs approval, of course, so we can look at that.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we just revisit the branding template. It's just the differentiation here is what's attractive to me.
Yeah,
is that, you know, the colors are similar enough that they go together, but they're different enough that it gives a different the differentiation is significant. It's good.
Yeah, that's good. As you can see, between the internet party and the sign up button there is room for some text, but not very much. But
yeah, well, see, we didn't have. Oh, I guess we did have slogans, but they were more graphic based.
But we can just hide it if there isn't room. So.
Yeah, for sure. Or we can just find different placement for it. But yeah. I do think because of the number of social buttons that we have for Unity4J that we want to have, because I mean literally we'll have like 10, 8 or 10, that it makes sense to have the join, the donate, and the social buttons on a different line to the menu.
We can also have the 3 or 4 major ones and then have a more button with 3 dots or something to list the rest.
And I think probably doing copying the Internet Party format of the drop-down menu in mobile would take care of a lot of problems for us. It's pretty intuitive and it's very clean.
Yeah. It's the same as what we have now, except the elements are centered.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I actually haven't viewed the new site on mobile yet, only on web.
You can.
Okay. So in terms of 1.0 version for rollout, we just need to have the embedded stream, obviously the logo, if possible, the slogan, the embedded stream. Last vigil promo and first vigil. It's good functionality to have. All it is doing is hyperlinking to the YouTubes.
We can put the slideshow with 3 items instead.
Okay. Well, sending them to the YouTube isn't a bad idea because I think they actually are highly likely to go through and you know, click like and subscribe. So in some ways, it's quite good to have them do that rather than to just have them view it all within a slider, is my feeling there.
Could be, or it could be that we, when they've watched a little bit, they decide to join, and then they've clicked so far away, maybe they don't come back.
Or we even are clever enough to actually have buttons under the slider for like subscribe, you know, subscribe.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, we could actually stick a like button and they hit like and it goes and takes them to the YouTube or something. I don't know, work it out.
We'll do it simple at first.
Yeah. And obviously the participants. So currently the participants, if you mouse over them, it tells you who they are.
Yeah.
So that's how it's displayed on the current site. What have we got? And about, you can just basically, I guess actually we'll have Mackenzie get comms team to rewrite it because this is like 4 months old. About text. Yep. The event lineup, this is great functionality to have actually, and this is something I hadn't thought about in the events, is that it's actually really quite brilliant to have this.
Yeah, we'll have that in the calendar that I'm working on right now.
Yeah. And
when you open an event, you can see the information about the event as well.
Cool. And I really, the functionality here is really good. Like the mouse, the sort functions, the highlight on mouse over, et cetera, et cetera. If we could replicate that, that would be really great. When we had multi-day events, we had different tabs for different days. So we'd have like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, though I don't foresee us doing any multi-day events at present. Media, here we go. This has to be the ugliest presentation of press releases that I've ever seen in my entire life.
I can fix that.
That would be cool. And also, I don't know if you looked at the other thing that's worth stealing from. I say stealing from Internet Party, but to be honest, I actually did the design for the site, and then I just had one of our best ever front-end guys that I've ever worked with do the actual build of it. But this was my spec, so I'm stealing from myself here. When I talk about
anyway, copying isn't stealing because it's still there.
And it's the Internet Party ethos isn't open source and free software anyway. But what we did is we built this for our comms section. So we had like all of our press releases here with a nice backlight, and you could click for a synopsis, and then at the bottom you could actually download the PDF. I'm pretty sure down here somewhere it will have like a download PDF button. Classic quote. Kathy, come on, you must love that quote. You're muted, hun.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just communicating with somebody in Sydney about the vigil this weekend. So,
yeah,
sorry, I popped out for a moment, but where is it? Sorry, I need to swap.
It's not often I shamelessly admire myself, but if there's ever a quote of mine that I love, that's actually it right there.
Oh, yeah, I like it. It's a good one.
And so then we have the download functionality for the PDF version. So at the top, I love these tabs. These tabs make me very happy.
Simple pleasure.
Because everything's neatly separated, right? So we have the press releases, has all the press releases, and then in the news it has all of the mainstream coverage of the campaign and the source, and then links through. It gives a synopsis, and then you click on read more and it takes them to the full article. Independent media have their own whole section for all the independent media coverage. There's Caitlin Johnston. How cool is that? And then member notices, mail outs to members. So we could actually have copies of our Unity for J mail outs publicly available on the site in case people don't get, email goes to junk mail or whatever. And latest streams was where we put our live streams for the movement. And you could click there, and we had what it was about, who was in it, and the video, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we can give you, obviously we can reutilize this code, but within the new template if needs be. So yeah, press releases. So this is really it. All it needs to do is have the logo, the stream embed, the participants, the about blurb, the schedule. I don't even mind if that's not really in the 1.0 version. Media is just list, our back catalogue of press releases.
Yeah.
See, right now we actually have articles about us. Oh no, they are listed separately. Okay, here's the articles. They have been written about the movement, contact information, and email updates. So if we could just get these parts working in your new design, we could do the release right away. And then we could just continually release new functionality in new areas of the site. And that would be great, because I can't wait to get rid of this. I'm sure many hundreds or thousands of people can't wait to get rid of it. Just catching up with chat, you guys. Anything you want to tell us? Go for it. Look, that's a great thing that I had not considered, and that will have to happen on the bio, at least on the bios page. Someone's saying link all of the panelists' social media handles so they can be followed. So we need to put their websites and their social handles.
Yeah.
And they say the internet is free. I completely agree.
Someone said once. Oh, somebody's working.
Sorry, I'm going to mute myself again. It's the NBN being installed.
Eben, can you confirm that all the chat is actually successfully pulling into that Restream chat? Eben, if you're with us? Kathy, you've got to mute yourself when you're not talking, please. Hey, Fly, welcome to the stream.
Here's a question. When's the next vigil?
What's that?
It's a question. When's the next vigil? Somebody asked here.
This Saturday, 10 a.m. until 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So, I think I'm going to get back to implementing the calendar and the rest of the site.
So, Bjorn, before you do, I just want to know time frame for 1.0. Is it 12 hours? Is it 3 days? Is it 1 week?
Tomorrow night.
Oh, that's a big commitment, that one.
It's not that much. It's like you said, it's mostly links.
Okay. And so you'll have everything you need for that. I'm guessing you can get the descriptions and everything, pull them from Flair's spreadsheet.
There are so many nice people in Discord, so I think I'll find someone to help me.
There are lots of nice people. I agree with you. We're really lucky. We're really lucky. Hey, Kat Mima, Elizabeth, how are you? Anything? Oh, Hannah, I'm muting you. Anything you want to say to our web guru here? Now's the chance.
Hi, I just got here, so I'm not really sure what to ask because I don't know exactly what you're working on. I've been moving around the computer and trying to get situated. But
we're just looking at our amazing new website. Your camera looks like mine does after I've pulled my sticky black sticker off it.
I think you're right. I think I need
you need to polish your lens.
Sorry about that. I'll work on that.
It's so good. I can hardly complain considering I'm a little white thumbnail tonight.
Try to fix this. I'm going to be down in the kitchen, but I just wanted to say hi to everyone and let you know I'm here. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. But I'm mostly just listening. The only thing I have to report is that Joe made me hashtags for students, for university students, and for call teams. So I'm going to try to get started on that this week.
So you're talking about the new Discord channels that have been set up, right?
Yeah.
I was scrolling down today and I saw there's one called Call Teams. It looks like it's at the bottom of the events section, which is under actions and on the Discord server.
Yes, and for anyone who's watching right now, I'm looking for people who will make a commitment if they're in the UK, Australia, the US, or Ecuador. And I'm going to be posting some numbers. We're going to try to call once a day, either our representatives or maybe the White House, maybe Trump, whoever. But we're going to set up a group of numbers and it'll be about a 5-minute commitment. And just every day we're going to call. And we're just going to keep doing it every single day and gaining momentum. And then the hashtag for students we talked about last week, and that's I just want any and every student that's already on the Discord and anyone out there to join because we're going to create flyering teams, and I would love to get flyers on campuses weekly. That's my dream, but if not weekly, maybe like every 2 weeks, at least monthly before vigils. So I'm going to be hopefully working on that and working with people who are developing flyers, and so I guess I should listen and see what's happening with everyone else, but that's my news.
That is amazing, and that is a really fantastic contribution. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy to see the actions and events section is growing and people are getting more active. I was just saying before that I've been seeing on social media photos of actions that people are taking for Unity4J all over the world, not even like on event days, but just randomly, like today there's stuff, yesterday there was stuff, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind that just us, putting together these vigils, doing these streams, building a Discord server has actually inspired people all over the place to go ahead and to do things in support of Julian. It's absolutely amazing. It's phenomenal. Tech guys, can I ask please that you put the streams on speaker view and not on gallery view, especially when Bjorn was screen sharing all that stuff about the website. I really hope it was on speaker view so people got to see that properly and not just in a little miniature window. Now, it does look like the restream is not combining all of the chats. So Eben and Tech Team, can you guys check that out as well? I see it's pulling in some, but it's definitely not pulling in all of them because I'm going and having a look at the different stream chats and seeing stuff that's not in the restream chat. I see a number of people saying, get Pamela Anderson on the vigil. I reached out to Pam and invited her previously. She was keen and she wanted to come on, but she was filming a movie in France and couldn't. If you guys want to get her on, I suggest that you tweet her about how great it is and how much you want to see her on it and how much you want her to be a part of it. And I will go and send her another DM and ask her if she can jump on either the Saturday or next month. So if you guys, this goes for anyone that you want to see on the streams. If enough of you make enough noise, Yes, Barbara, I can read the YouTube chat. I've seen multiple messages from you, and I'm looking at your messages right now. But if for anyone that you guys want to see on the vigil, just like talk to them, like send them tweets, post on their pages, say, hey, we want you to be a part of this. We think you should be a part of this. Give them the link to the website. Give them the link to some of the interviews, the Daniel Ellsberg interview or the Chris Hedges interview or something like that, so they can go and get a feel for what our events are and how we run them and you know, what kind of experience they're likely to have. Send them information. And yeah, ask them to reach out to us. Our email address is info@unityforj.com. So any prospective guests that are interested in participating in the vigils, just email info@unityforj.com, or they can reach out to Joe Laurier, Editor-in-Chief of Consortium News. Either way, they can participate. So we've had a couple, like each month, we've had a lot of awesome returning faces, but each month we've had some new people come on and be a part of it too. Like last month, Daniel McAdams from the Ron Paul Institute is just like one example. Each month you're going to see a couple new faces as well as our big returning stars. So we've been really lucky. We've had Jimmy Dore twice. You know, we've had John Kiriakou probably 3 times. We've had Bill Binney now. We've had Ray McGovern several times. We're very, very blessed with the caliber of guests and vigil participants that we've had. And onwards and forwards, we'll keep going with that. It's been an amazing experience so far. Elizabeth, is Fly home?
He's not. He always gets home very late. He's supposed to be here at around 10, but sometimes he doesn't get home until like 10:30, 11.
I just know he'd be so proud of everything that's happening.
I know. I show him every time he comes home, and we talk about everything, and he always gives really great advice. And yeah, I love having him here.
It's really amazing how far we've come from like that very first Reconnect Julian stream, you know. I always remember Fly giving us, like after these streams, here's a trade secret. After these streams, we tend to have like a Zoom debrief where like all of our core members will jump on and just talk about like how it went. After the vigils, we do this all the time. Any of our big streams, we do this. And Fly jumping on and just saying like how moved he was by everybody coming together on really short notice and giving so much of their time and themselves. I mean, it really was spectacular. I think Kim lasted something like 6 hours in a row on that first stream or more, you know, and someone like Kim, it's, you know, 15 minutes of his time is incredibly valuable. For him to sit there for 6 straight hours because he loves Julian so much, you know, advocating for him is it's a credit to Julian, but it's also a credit to everybody who kicked this off from the outset and who's given so much of their time and their love and their attention and their initiative and their action to building this. And that goes right up until the current day. Bjorn sitting here, how many hours has he put into our website? And you, Elizabeth, I know exactly what you're going to, you know, the level of effort you're going to undertake at those universities. And everybody, you know, just amazing, absolutely amazing. That's my little semi-off-topic rant for tonight. So tell Fly that we love him and that we're doing him proud, please.
I will. I know he really misses you guys, and he's trying to get back to working as soon as he can. But everything's just so we're dealing with so much at once. But I know he loves you guys, and as soon as if he comes home in the middle of this, I'll have him say hi.
Tell him to buy a lottery ticket because it would be really timely for him to be able to fund a lifelong activism career.
Actually, we've been talking about that. But I definitely will. Thank you for saying all those nice words about him. And he's
we love you both. You're amazing. Okay, so back to chat. Oh, thank you, Crocodile, and others who are like taking the things that we're saying and like putting them in text and for everybody to see and read. That's really amazing. Barbara is saying Susan Sarandon might be into it. We would love to have her. I don't know what her position is on Julian. I mean, step one would be to go search, you know, at Susan Sarandon, Julian Assange on Twitter and see what has she said about him, what does she know about him, what's her position on him. I'd love to see Jill Stein. I'd love to see Ajamu Baraka. I'd love to see a lot of other people like that. So Yes, it's going to be an amazing couple of days, you guys. The next few days. We have really big events coming up, one after the other.
May I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, go for it.
Just because you were talking about panelists, did Dr. Helen Caldecott ever contact you again?
No, I would. There's another person we would absolutely love to have on the stream. She would be fantastic.
Okay, I will definitely reach out to her again because she really expressed interest in coming on. So, you know, maybe I have a feeling maybe the technology is a little bit, I don't know, she's sort of getting used to it a little bit, but I'll reach out to her again and see if she'll contact us or you specifically.
Cool. Just, yeah, have her email info@unityforj.com. That would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Someone's asking if we reached out to John Pilger. John Pilger has expressed interest, but he also is filming this weekend. So unfortunately, we have not been able to get him. We were really hoping this would be the vigil that we got him. He wanted to come on vigil before last, but we had a scheduling mix-up. Otherwise, we would have already had him. But he is definitely someone the day will come where we will absolutely have John Pilger. He's a fantastic journalist, obviously. Absolutely phenomenal journalist and documentarian, and a huge, wonderful friend of Julian and a huge supporter. So yes, we will definitely get John Pilger. I'm sorry it hasn't happened yet, but we will. Okay, I think Mackenzie's going to join us any minute, and then we will try to polish off the press release and the media resources. Bjorn, what are you grinning at? You're muted. Say again.
Somebody tweeted about us and mentioned me. That's funny.
You're famous, dude. Hopefully we'll have 2,900 famous people by the end of this movement, because everybody who has gotten on board is amazing.
As long as we free Julian, it's fine.
Oh my God, Bjorn, do you know that I've only just realized that's your Twitter account and I'm just following you back right now?
Oh.
It's so funny. It's funny that I knew you through Discord and through the movement, and I knew you on Twitter, but I didn't realize you were the same. I didn't realize that was your Twitter.
I'm just lurking around in the background.
Very cool. Right, Bruce King, where are you? I'd like to hear about social for a few minutes. Are you with us? Yes, you are with us. Bruce, anything you want to say about social? Eben, anything you want to say about tech? Go for it. Oh, Kathy, if you can hear me, what I wanted to put you on the spot about is the documentary.
Hello.
Hi, I'm wondering.
What documentary?
I feel like we need a project manager, someone with documentary experience like yourself, who has a ton of documentary experience. I feel like we need a project manager to champion the project, because that was one of the most fantastic outcomes of the last WikiBees session, is we decided that we're going to produce a full-on Unity for J documentary. I wrote a really brief spec about what that documentary should cover and what needs to be in it and where to source the content from. What we need now is someone to take, and I can introduce you, I'm sure you probably already know them actually, but if we take our top 5 video editors from the video team, and we need someone to drive that project. I wanted to know, would you be willing to take that on? Would you be willing to drive that happening? To you, not just to do all the work yourself, but to coordinate the video team, get them to do all the individual parts and put together something absolutely phenomenal that we can package and release.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw your note in the in video in Discord. And I was going to reply to it. Sorry, I haven't yet. But yeah, absolutely. No problem about that. I do have a lot of experience with broadcast editing of feature-length documentaries and done some myself as director. But yeah, certainly in terms of keeping that content tight and it all moving along and just supervising that, people are sourcing the right stuff, I'm more than happy to do that. We have some very good editors, so it should be fantastic and not too much work.
We have some amazing people. I'll tell you what, Propaganda has done some incredible work with transitions, intros and outros, really amazing graphics work. I can't say his name properly, but Coperinio is one of our absolute best video producers, amazing. The other person who's amazing is Chris A. at Chris A on Discord. If you contact him, drop him a DM. He did some phenomenal work. Really, really great. Like some of our best promo videos have come out of him. The other person who's amazing is at Invisideath. Invisideath did that like tiled video where everybody's in a grid. It was from the first Reconnect Julian thing. Actually, let me have a look and see if I can find it real quick. It's only like 1 minute long. I think it's like one of the featured videos on my channel, actually. Let's see here. YouTube will behave. Do you know the one I'm talking about, where everybody's tiled and then each tile comes out one at a time, and then it just talks.
Yes, I know. Oh,
it says like one sentence and then goes back, and then we turn into like, after we say our one sentence, we turn into like animated versions of ourselves, or like, you know, like. I'm not explaining it really well, but it's really great. It's really well done. I'm just going to try and look it up now.
Yeah, I didn't know that one. Please send me the link. It sounds fantastic. Was that after Reconnect, or?
I'm just having a quick look to see if I can find it, but I have so many goddamn videos, I don't know if I can. So there's Jeannie Hartley, who did all the like 15-minute recap videos, like where she like told, like, it's like mini documentaries kind of about different parts of the movement. I suggest that you definitely watch those, because there may be pieces of those that would be very pertinent for use in a documentary, because they are very much like chronological retellings of what's been going on. But the other guys who I just named are here it is. Oh yeah, 2.1k views, that's not bad. It's this promo video. Share screen. Oh, the sound's, it's probably going to sound like crap when I do this actually, but
it's all right.
Yeah, it's the March 28th of Reconnect Julian. So I'll just skip through this part. Here we go. So he's got like these like animated versions of the people who participated in the vigil. I guess I should probably put in there. And then the animations turn into like actual clips.
Convey to him that we're with him. We're not with him just for today. We're with him through this whole thing, through this whole experience.
But I always draw encouragement and courage from the fact that this person is willing to suffer for justice' sake, and there aren't many of us around.
You know, hearing about Julian's internet getting cut off today, and the fact that his right to have visitors at the Ecuadorian embassy, you know, that being taken away as well. We really feel that is a grave injustice.
Yes.
He inspires hundreds of people to assist him. He inspires whistleblowers to trust him with information that is for the common good. He has spearheaded a movement for transparency.
It's really important that people like stand up and defend him. He's been fighting for all of us. We should be fighting for him.
Julian is a man of principle like I've never, ever seen anywhere.
You have so many supporters out there, man, and that have so much respect for you and keep fighting.
The millions and millions of people around the world who love Julian Assange. And I just hope that bolsters Julian, that he can feel in some way all the love that and support that he has throughout the world.
Message to Julian is, other than keep fighting, is that the ripples of what you have created and it will continue to create are immense.
Julian doesn't make any compromises when it comes to justice. Julian has time and time again put himself on the line for the cause of true justice.
You know, this guy has devoted his life to working out what's going on behind the curtain.
Sincerely, you know, Julian Assange, thank you so much for all that you do. You have put yourself in harm's way, and that is an understatement.
Basically, we hate censorship. We hate people being told to shut the fuck up. And that's what happened to Julian.
Christina sent me the following message. She says that she thinks all of us have done such a fabulous job here today of advocating for Julian.
I'm upset that this has happened, but it's, you know, it's bringing us all together to support the truth and support the right of people everywhere, and to hopefully pay back Assange just a little bit for everything that he does.
But like Julian are so precious to us, and I just want to say, look, this is not a eulogy. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna kick some ass. They're going to do more than this. So I just want to say that I'm just waiting for the day for him to come home, pop some bottles, and live stream that shit.
Well, I know what's right. I got just one fight.
So that was one example of a super cool video that was produced by them. But like I said, that was an Invisideath who did that one, actually.
Sorry, can you say their name again, darling? Invisideath.
I-N-V-I-S-I-D. I mean, I can give you all these names afterwards. We don't have to. You don't have to necessarily go through now.
I've written them all down. It's all right, but just couldn't. I didn't know exactly how to pronounce that one. You pronounced that one before.
God, it's absolutely amazing how much content we have, isn't it? Now, there's another one that was done, I think. Propaganda will have to tell me if it was him. Actually, maybe it wasn't. There was one that was done that was a Rubik's Cube. And it's this rotating Rubik's Cube. And out of the Rubik's Cube comes, okay, it must be on Unity4J account, I think. Out of the Rubik's Cube comes all of the speakers one by one as this Rubik's Cube rotates around the screen. It's the most freaking amazing thing that, honestly, that I've seen for a long time. It's great. No, where's that at Unity4J account? Crying out loud. It's good to see the views are coming up on our interviews. Like I saw today, like just one full interview cut, because the full interview cuts usually have low views because they're released after the vigil events. Usually the vigil events have untold thousands of views, and there's really low numbers on the individual full interviews. But I saw there's like one interview has 5,000, one interview has 3,000. It's like it's finally getting some attention. It's good.
So, Susie, were you thinking about like a feature-length documentary, or maybe a 30-minute, or?
Oh, look, I think that it was Chris A that did the brake lights video clip.
Yeah.
This, God, you know, I'm not even really into videos normally, but my God, our video content's amazing. The jail cell scene, I mean, even here, like this to me, this is like high quality video making right here. But this jail cell sequence, yeah, oh my God.
Counting days like brake lights, feeling weight like brake lights, had a great life.
To me, the quality of this video is as good as anything that is commercially produced.
Brake lights, brake lights, brake lights, out of place like brake lights, in my face like brake lights, counting days like brake lights. Brake lights, brake lights, sit here asking, what have I done? If these strings were cut, I'd see my son. And if I could just fly from this place, then I'd hold you in my love embrace. And if I could just...
So if we harness this talent that we have in our video team, I think we could produce just an absolutely phenomenal documentary. So in terms of length, I think like an hour 20, right? It's probably somewhere around the right length, just over an hour, I would guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there is a vast amount of speaking that we could choose from. Do we have, where are we with transcripts? Because it might be it might be quicker to sort out content in terms of, you know, a written text, searching that way.
What I would do is I would take the quote graphics. We have hundreds of these quote graphics of the best quotes of each speaker, and then I would like literally Control F those quotes in the full transcripts to find out what interview it was from, so you can pull the footage of them actually saying those quotes live, and then incorporate them.
Do we have a text version of that? Because if you have to retype it all from a graphic for a search, are any of those written down just as in text format?
Yes, we have transcripts of most of the full interviews. The person to check in with about the transcripts is Fleur.
No, that wasn't what I was asking. I mean, the little quotes that have been selected out and translated into graphic format. Do we have those quotes in written format, or would you have to type them out again to find them?
You'd have to type them, but most of the quote graphics are 10 to 12 words. We optimize
That's short.
Yeah, we optimize them at about 12 words. And because we, I mean, ideally we'd want to have one reference to, you know, nearly every, if not every guest, and we have 70 guests. So it's going to be like 70 cuts of speakers to get everybody represented in the documentary, but maybe like only 10 seconds or 15 seconds of each of those 70 speakers, which means only 20 or 30 minutes of the hour plus documentary would be people speaking on the streams. The other 20, 30 minutes would be a narrative retelling of the movement. And this is driving me nuts because now I can't find the amazing Rubik's Cube video. Actually, on one of the streams, I remember watching it when it was released. This can't be it. It's true.
There is unity in the oppression.
And look, that's got to be that has to be the opening quote of the documentary.
There is unity in the oppression. There must be absolute unity and determination in the response.
I mean, tell me, come on, that's got to be the opening statement. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it sucks that I can't find it. Now, if I go back through my Discord, I'll find the link to the Rubik's Cube one, but I'll send it to you. The reason the Rubik's Cube one is good to look at is because it is the most advanced use of digital graphics. Oh, here it is. Oh no, this is not it. Damn it. This is propaganda. Propaganda is on the stream with us at the moment, actually. This is definitely another person you want on your documentary team.
Well, somebody that I would really, really like on the documentary team quite officially is Fleur, who is over all of the, across all of the transcripts, what we have available in terms of content, because that's a massive search to find the best moments. But I think you're right, starting.
She's got a whole team of people, so definitely you want to utilize, the workforce of each of the teams. So have the translation teams doing the searches on the quote. Pick the quote templates that you want to use, because there's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 quotes for each guest. Step 1, you have to work out which quote you want to include. Step 2. Oh, David's saying he doesn't think it's on the Unity for J channel. We'll have to find it and make sure it get. Possibly, David, the Unity for J channel didn't exist when the Rubik's Cube was made, in which case it might be on my channel somewhere. I just have to look for it better. But and the other thing is, we would definitely want to include some of these short clips, Kathy.
Yeah, sorry. The short clips.
Things like this, because part of the documentary, we need to showcase the work. We need to showcase the guests. We need to showcase the work that's been produced and tell the story of the movement. And this is something that we definitely should have in the documentary, as an example of work, because it's just so cool. Okay, this actually isn't the one that I was thinking of, but this Lego series definitely needs to be included because it's so amazing. And like the, real world Benedict and stuff. Somewhere,
there's one with voices originally.
Somewhere, propaganda. Where's the Lego video where it has the Lego version of the mainstream media reporter standing outside the embassy saying, "Nobody cares about Julian Assange," and then all these protesters like flood the shot, and she runs away. It's really cute. It's so funny.
Nobody cares about Julian Assange.
Here we are outside the embassy, and nobody cares about Julian Assange. And then there's like a little Lego mob, literally a Lego mob floods the screen going, "Hey, we care about Julian Assange. Hey, cover us." Classic. Oh, okay. Bjorn says, actually, we have most of the quotes as text. Okay, well, cool. Even easier.
Yeah, Susie, it might be nice to just get a word from the filmmakers as well, the artists, because we have our speakers, but then we have all these people that are motivated to give all that time to making those films. It might be nice to have them say why they do that as part of the doco.
Look,
if they're willing to reveal themselves.
That you've just made a really important point, and that's that the documentary needs to showcase the experiences of the people who have come out of nowhere and become part of this movement and contributed to it. And somewhere, I'm now going to find it. It must be on my session. It's on my Twitter. Hold on a sec. This, I really want people to see this. It was written by one of our team today. It's like a little retelling of her experience of how she came across the movement, how she became a part of it. In the last week, 4 different people have completely spontaneously, like I didn't know they were doing it, they weren't asked to do it, but they've spontaneously written about their experiences of being part of this movement. And then they've posted these, some of them did it as blog posts, some of them did it as like extended tweets or a thread. I'm just trying to find the one from today because it's remarkable. Here it is. I'll share a screen for you guys. I said, this gives me chills. You're one of the greatest blessings. And she is. This is Plucille. This is Paula. She's just the most gorgeous woman. This is the 4th spontaneously written account I've seen in the last week from people involved in Unity for J. It teaches me so much because it does. When I read these, it totally enhances my view of what it is that we've actually created here, how significant and important it is. And I said, we need your voices. And that's exactly what the point you've just made, that a documentary needs to include the voices of the people who are this movement.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's going to really distinguish it from anything else we're doing.
I totally agree. So she says, a short personal experience joining up with the Unity for J movement to help promote all upcoming vigils. Daisy chain, she called it the daisy chain. And she's talking about this Saturday's vigil is our next daisy chain format interview style. She says, a daisy chain around Julian. I'll try and up the size so you can maybe read this a bit better.
No problem, we can see it. Oh, it's gone.
She says, daisy chain around Julian. Let me see if I can full screen this. I hadn't thought of the word. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I hadn't thought of the word daisy chain since I was a 4-year-old sitting in the shade with my first babysitter who looked a lot like Joni Mitchell. We made necklaces out of daisies, or maybe they were dandelions. It was this image that came to mind when I heard that Unity for J restructured the online vigils to be a daisy chain. It made me smile that such a childlike term was chosen for such a serious endeavour. Then along came WikiBees, and I could see more clearly the imagery and spirit that would be driving the Unity for J movement forward. I reflected on how I became a part of the movement. I had seen tweets announcing a 10-hour vigil to reconnect Julian and realized that I had naively thought of Julian being free because he was such a huge presence on Twitter. I didn't consciously think of him as a prisoner. His thoughts and words were free. He brought the unrest in Catalonia to us and fearlessly told Amy Goodman on Democracy Now! That he was losing patience with her when she tried to steer the interview away from Catalonia. It was one of his last interviews. Ecuador cut Julian off from the world March 28th. I didn't watch Unity for J's first 10-hour vigil live, but during the week I watched the entire vigil as I worked in my studio. I tuned in live to watch the June vigil stream. The interviews were outstanding. I began to tweet out quotes to elicit interest and help document such an important event. I was live tweeting before I knew that was a thing. Soon after it ended, there was a DM from Susie Dawson asking if I would be interested in joining Discord. She had noticed my live tweeting. Sorry. To get the last part, I just have to scroll down. Goddamn browser. Bear with me.
Is it a Mac? Command minus should do it.
Yeah, it just at a certain point it just outsizes itself. Okay. She got a DM from me asking if I'd be interested in joining Discord. She had noticed my live tweeting. I jumped on Discord, curious to see how a nobody could help such a monumental movement. I soon learned that no one was a nobody. Newcomers like myself were taken seriously and their ideas employed. It was an active working hive with an inner circle that treated everyone equally if they were willing to roll up their sleeves and get to work to help free Julian. Focus was clearly not on the right or the left or on politics. I tweeted officially for the July vigil and noticed others faithfully retweeting my posts. One was creating lovely Unity for J graphics during the vigil. I messaged several during the vigil and they soon joined the movement. Looking back, I can see Susie's idea of a daisy chain was also her way of filling the hive with supporters. The daisy chain around Julian grows as one person reaches out to someone and they in turn reach out to another for Unity for J.
Oh, that's amazing.
Is that not the most phenomenal thing, you know?
I should write my own. It's not that different.
I think we should get people to submit, you know, get open submissions from people to write about and talk about their experiences of being in the movement, and then take 10, 15, 20 second, 30-second pieces, you know, the best like 10 or 15 or whatever, and showcase them in the documentary. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great. And video rather than written would be even better. Short videos, webcams.
Phil is in Zoom and saying that he can do 3D animation. Philmonic. There you go. There's another person for you to talk to. Fantastic.
Fabulous.
Fantastic. It's in the Zoom chat. If you click on chat, you'll see his message. Thank you for that, Phil. That's great. Like, the more the merrier, especially on a big project like a documentary. Okay, guys, I'm just trying to catch up on chat for a sec. If anyone wants to talk in the meantime.
All I'm going to say is I'll get onto Discord. Well, I have to do politics in the pub tonight, but I'll get onto Discord tomorrow and we brainstorm all this together.
Awesome. I absolutely think you'd be the right person. You've got so much experience. You'd be absolutely brilliant. Mackenzie says, sorry I'm late. A co-worker asked me about Julian and I spent about half an hour converting her to our cause. Good work, Mackenzie. That is the best excuse I've ever heard for being late for an event. That is truly the greatest excuse for being late. Okay. Mackenzie, jump in. Have you got the let's see. Let's try and grab her. Yeah, here she is. Okay, Bruce, you want to hit us up? Tell us any news about social or anything you want to tell people or ask people to do. Now's your chance.
Oh, okay. I think the social is going great. I've been more involved with the Twitter than anything else. Yeah, I think everyone's doing a really good job.
You want to move your camera up, Bruce? We can't see you. There you go.
Yeah. I think it's going great in the social media. I continue to think that we should promote as many people as possible inside and outside Unity for J. You know, everyone's together in this, helping Julian. So certainly we should be very generous with our contributions to what other people are doing as well as in the movement. And as I said last time, also speaking from the Twitter account, it would be wonderful to have short MP4 videos up to 2 minutes and 20 seconds in length. That's a very immediate way to grab people's attention. And you know, you're talking about this documentary, that's wonderful, and I'm wondering if we can like slice short clips off that as well and post them on Twitter. That would be great as well.
I'm just catching up with the tweets. I've got tons and tons of live tweets from the stream tonight. Thank you guys so much. It's really important that you keep pumping out messages, because so many people don't even realize yet that we're doing these WikiBees sessions. They're used to me doing a State of the Movement address now and then. We usually have really high views on those, and they're used to the vigils, but Unity for J Day and WikiBees are still really new initiatives. I mean, these are only really, like, this is only our second Unity for J Day that's coming up this weekend, and this is only our second week of doing WikiBees. So there are thousands of people out there that want to know about this and don't even realize it's happening yet. So please make as much noise as you can on Unity for J hashtags and WikiBees hashtag, and link to the stream and give your thoughts as well. Like, look how powerful it is when someone just writes a post about their experiences of Unity for J. Talk about your experiences of these WikiBees sessions. What are you observing? You know, how are you seeing the progression going between last week where we were just mapping the movement and today where we're now actively working on new initiatives, etc. I want to see your thoughts. Tag me in. My DMs are open. DM me your tweets. Make sure that, you know, we see your stuff, and do the same with the @Unity for J account. You can DM that account anytime. There's a whole team of people staffing it that will amplify your thoughts and your feelings and your experiences as well. So please go for it. Cool. Okay, so now Mackenzie is with us. I'm going to take 5 or 10 minutes out to catch up on my Twitter messages and my Discord messages. I know a lot. Sorry to all the people who've been messaging me for the last half an hour that I haven't got to yet. I'm still trying to catch up. But Mackenzie, you with us? You good to go?
I am. Yeah, you might just want. I just need a quick. You mentioned screen sharing. How do I do that?
Cool. So you click on share screen on Zoom and then click on desktop 1. So everybody, this is Mackenzie Rose. She's the head of our comms team. You would have seen her on the last WikiBees streams, hopefully. And she's just going to take us through the most current version of the press release for this Saturday, which we want to have out and published as soon as possible, and then take us through some previous examples of the media resources pastebins that I mentioned at the beginning of this stream.
All right. Can you all see what I'm seeing? Perfect.
Yes, we can. Well done.
All right. This has been quite the learning curve for me, but let's see. All right. So this is the most recent version that's been edited by our proofreaders for the press release for the October Vigil. I'll just do a quick read of it. So, 5th Unity for J online vigil to occur this weekend amongst uncertainty in the future of Julian Assange's asylum. This month's confirmed guest includes notable speakers such as John Kiriakou, Cynthia McKinney, Graham Elwood, and Vivian Kubrick, all of whom advocate from their own unique perspectives on press freedom and the restoration of Julian Assange's human and asylum rights. The October Vigil will follow Unity for J's unique daisy chain interview style, in which each guest takes turns in half-hour segments being interviewed and then acting as interviewer for the next guest immediately afterwards. Past vigils have been a great success, drawing in tens of thousands of viewers across multiple platforms and receiving shares by official Julian Assange and WikiLeaks social media accounts. The vigil will commence 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, and is scheduled to run until 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Following this vigil, on Sunday, October 7th, the second monthly Unity for J Day will take place worldwide. With Julian's asylum at the Ecuadorian embassy under direct threat, Unity for J urges everyone to mobilize, take direct action, and let your support of Julian and his right to freedom of expression be known. On Unity for J Day, go chalking, soapboxing, hang banners, post flyers, go stickering, hand out postcards or bookmarks, and join the thousands of people worldwide turning online action into decentralized mass movement with boots on the ground to protect the freedom and rights of the Western world's most prosecuted publisher, Julian Assange. Unity for J encourages anyone engaging in local action on Unity for J Day to send us videos, photos, or just let us know so that we can maximize the impact of your efforts. Organizer Susie Dawson said, Julian Assange is effectively in solitary confinement with no end in sight while facing severe health risks, legal threats, and deprivation of his human rights. Julian's situation is dire, tenuous, and pressing. In response, each month, an ever-growing and diverse group of established published figures combine their reach to spread the word about the urgency of Julian's situation and the issue calls to action. There are those whose conscience will not allow them to be silent in the face of the grave injustices inflicted upon a journalist and a publisher, and like Julian, they are on the right side of history. All right, so that is what we got. Does anyone have anything sticking out to them that they figure we might add, change, get rid of, anything like that?
I really want to see, we talked a little bit earlier, Mackenzie, you weren't here, so you didn't hear it, but we talked about the need to like up our game in terms of our framing of our headlines and stuff. I think we talked about it on the Discord as well a bit earlier on. We did it, yeah. Yeah, because I feel like we get the what, where, who, why, when, how, and it's like pretty academic, but we're not getting, we need more engaging headlines. So any of you guys with digital marketing experience or any ideas you can give us right now as to how better write and how better frame this press release, this would be great, because you are right now getting to preview and to contribute to a statement that's going to be published on our site and go out to all of our press contacts, and which will be, I'm sure will be referenced and published on consortiumnews.com and other places. So please give us your 2 cents. What would be a better headline than that to promote the online vigil this weekend? Is the release too long? What can we cut out? You might want to go through it a second time, Mackenzie.
I think it's really good.
Right now, we can only see the first 4 paragraphs.
Right, sorry. Well, do you want to take it kind of section by section, like go through the first 4 first, see what people think, and then move on to the rest of it, or would you like me to give it a read over again?
A second read through and try and really read it really slowly so that each sentence can sink in for people. And also, I think that quote at the bottom, the quote from me, has been reused from previous press releases. So one question I'd ask is, do you think we should just keep that same quote in each press release, or do you think I should write a new quote for each one? Barbara says she thinks the press release is a bit long for the readers of today.
I would, as one suggestion, I would say that the headline is trying to say too much. The headline should just be that the vigil is going to occur this weekend, and then the rest of it should be the first sentence.
Robert, on our chat, on our YouTube chat, has just said, "Spend a night with Julian in spirit" is a title, and he said he's spitballing, but there's actually something to that, you know, like spend a night with Julian in spirit. Like Unity for J movement invites you to spend a night with Julian in spirit at our 5th Unity for J online vigil or something like this. Like I feel like that's actually a really great example, Robert, of what I'm talking about. Rather than just say this is our 5th vigil, it's on this weekend. Like these, I feel like those are the details that shouldn't be in a title. They should be in the press release. And the title does need to invoke or evoke imagery and emotion and interest and captivate people to get them to read the press release.
Here, give me a second. I'm just going to stop screen sharing so that I can pull up the actual Word document of this so that I can edit it. Give me one moment.
Burn Your Bro says, no offense, but my final quote is a bit long, and if we want to cut stuff, that might be a bit shorter or punchier. I completely agree with you. I totally agree with you, and it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this stream, and this is a problem I face all the time in my journalism. It's easier for me to write 10,000 words than it is for me to write 1,000 words. So I completely agree. Like if you want to cut my quote in half, I'm fine. I'm totally fine with that. Robert says if you want shorter title, you shift the adjectives and pronouns. Beth is saying that we should try to keep that press release to 1 page. I tend to agree, though I think it's okay to go over the 1 page with the background information links and the, like we have a little part, a section at the end. Mackenzie, can you share screen again and show us the bottom of the press release?
Yeah, sure. Just 1 second. I'm just trying to pull it up again in the doc.
Phil says, I think it's well written, just maybe add a short summary of it in 3 sentences, maybe monthly vigil, date, and the hashtag Unity4J.
All right. What are we looking at? Just the end of it, or?
Bruce says it's an invitation and that the heading should say so. I think that's a good point as well. Yeah, so just please scroll to the bottom and show us the like spread the word section. Okay, so we've got spread the word, and this contains like all the vital links, like where to watch the live stream, what our website is, what our Twitter account is. Not sure why that's like tabbed in that second line. You probably want to fix that. The event hashtag.
There you go.
So I think it's fine, Beth, for Beth saying keep it to 1 page. I think it's fine to have all this additional information, like the background information, everything. It's okay if that runs over. So Mackenzie, show us how the actual press statement, does the actual press statement fit on 1 page? Looks like no.
No, as of right now, it doesn't.
And mainly because of my giant quote.
I'm just quickly for any repetition.
We've got a suggested heading from, I think it's from Cockatoo. How about Julian Assange's isolation continues unabated as fifth monthly Unity for J online vigil takes place? I think the Julian Assange's isolation continues unabated is good. Maybe that's more of a first sentence than a headline. But if we put as fifth monthly Unity for J online vigil takes place, it kind of sounds like it's already happened or is happening rather than it's going to happen on Saturday, if that makes sense.
Susie?
Yeah?
How about we abbreviate that for, you know, in the light of what Rafael Correa has just announced, crisis for Julian Assange on the eve of the fifth vigil.
Julian Assange in crisis, and also given the statement by his lawyer on Monday.
Yeah,
to that effect. So I totally agree. Julian Assange in crisis as
on the eve.
On the eve. We can ditch things like the. Actually, we can just go Julian Assange in crisis on eve of
latest of next of fifth
Unity for J online vigil.
Yes, this weekend, and
I don't think we can put this weekend in, but I think actually you've got it. I think you've pretty much nailed it. What do you guys think? Chat, what do you think about Julian Assange in crisis on eve of 5th Unity for J online vigil? That's definitely engaging enough, because what we're saying is, hello, emergency, red alert.
Yes, I've been reading a little bit about PSYOPs, and there was just something mentioned. I went, I don't know what that is. And in fact, you know, this is CIA training that negative advertising, actually, that, you know, the threat of losing something works much better than a positive message to somebody. It actually...
I completely agree with you. I completely agree. And it makes me think that actually, if you look at our lead-in on the next paragraph, we're talking about the wrong thing. Our lead-in is, woohoo, we've got John Kiriakou and Cynthia McKinney. What our lead-in should be is, holy shit, we might lose Julian any day.
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. And he
completely agree. So then why don't we take Cockatoo's idea of Julian Assange's, oh, now I've lost it, it's scrolled off the screen. Cockatoo, can you put your sentence that you put before about asylum jeopardy continuing unabated or whatever it was? Because I think that's the follow-up to the headline. His isolation. He said his isolation. Julian Assange's isolation continues unabated.
Yeah, that's great. Yes.
Do we want to use like Julian Assange twice, or do you want to go with just Julian? So it's like headline Julian Assange and then first sentence Julian.
Oh, if they're copying and pasting just the body, then you might want to put it again.
I think actually, Mackenzie, what we do is use his title. So Julian Assange, publisher of WikiLeaks, or the isolation of Julian Assange, publisher of WikiLeaks, continues unabated. Oh, this is good. Thank you, guys. See how much better product we produce when all of us stick our heads together? So much better.
I had another sort of idea going through my head as well, but not necessarily for this. But you know, I've been thinking that Julian's doomsday clock has moved forward another 30 seconds since Kristen was handed over the position of editor-in-chief, and then another 30 this morning, hearing Correa and also Jennifer. It's the concept of his doomsday clock that we have to keep pushing back.
My God, why don't we use that? That's brilliant. I mean, why don't we use the doomsday clock concept? That's fantastic.
As an image, yeah.
Unabated as his lawyers how do we say his lawyers and Rafael Correa and
former president of Ecuador, Rafael Correa.
Rafael Correa.
Yeah.
Everyone say spelling. Sorry, spelling's not my forte.
Rafael and then Correa.
Yeah. And was there an additional "and" to that?
Susie?
The isolation of Julian Assange published a WikiLeaks campaign unabated as BAT, not BAIT, as his lawyers, former president of Ecuador, Rafael Correa, warn of deepening crisis.
You'll need an "and" before former, and just take out the comma after lawyers. Yeah.
Unabated as his lawyers and the former president.
The former, snap. The former president
of Ecuador, Rafael Correa, warn of deepening crisis for the imperiled asylee.
Oh, that sounds great. Love that. Brilliant. Hey, just being a grammar Nazi here. So you'll need a comma after Ecuador and then a comma after Korea.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Okay.
So now we've made it longer.
That's okay. No, don't worry, because we're going to cut a whole bunch of stuff. So that's all good. I think we need to acknowledge. You could say, is it 1 week since Kristen was appointed?
Yeah, a little more actually. Do you want me to look that up?
Or we could just say this comes on the heels. This comes on the heels of Assange's, or somehow I want to say that this has occurred. You know, Correa and Julian's lawyer's warning has occurred on the heels of the appointment of Kristen Rasmussen as editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
Which in itself signaled that there was major problems. Or not just that there was major problems, but that it was unlikely that Julian was going to be able to continue in that role given his isolation and his silencing. That's the word we need to get in there.
And also his deafening. His deafening as well.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the cruelest things, actually, the cruelest elements of this.
I think it was Felicity Ruby who said that he had missed all of these things that we would like to hear his voice on, but he probably hadn't heard them as well.
That's what I mean by as one of the cruelest factors. Is he's I would have described him as the foremost geopolitical analyst in the world, and to deprive him of the ability to keep up to date on current affairs is one of the cruelest things that you could do to a man. I want we need now a very short, like 1 sentence reference to Kristen having been appointed editor-in-chief and how that's also indicative of there being serious, of the situation to Julian, or of him. I'm trying to say that it's not likely to improve anytime soon if Kristen is being appointed editor-in-chief. Because then in the next paragraph we'll say, in response to this, some of Julian's most high-profile supporters, including John Kiriakou, Cynthia McKinney, etc., will join this Saturday's online vigil for Unity for J, online vigil in solidarity with Julian Assange.
I'm just trying to look up the date for you. They just don't seem to mention it, all the papers, and it's not updated in Wikipedia either, that he's the editor.
I'm just doing a quick scroll through the Julian Assange Twitter account, because the date would be on there.
Right.
Robert's asking what's unabated. Unabated means it hasn't eased.
Relentlessly.
Yeah. Someone saying, oh, Crocodile's saying present has a capital P.
I think it's September 26th.
Okay, Mackenzie, I'd say these warnings come on the heel of the appointment of renowned Icelandic journalist Kristen Hrafnsson as editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks.
Do we want Kristen's quote, "I condemn the treatment of Julian Assange that leads to my new role"?
I don't think so, because I don't want this to read like a news story. It still has to be a press release about the vigil.
Yeah,
I think we say the appointment of renowned N-O-W-N.
Thank you.
That's all good. Don't worry,
I promise. I'm actually, I am not totally stupid, but the spelling is just not my forte.
Renowned journalist Kristen renowned Icelandic journalist Kristen Hrafnsson.
Sorry, I'll get back to this.
This doomsday clock thing, I think we need to like put a doomsday clock on our website for Julian and like mark each of the turning points or the events, as I think it's a very powerful thing to do, to have a Julian Assange doomsday clock.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, when does it hit midnight if he gets kicked out? Or, I mean, we should set, this is very upsetting to say, but we should set these milestones whereby, you know, oh, it's very, no, it's too, I'll think about it. But maybe, you know, it could have a specific purpose of counting down his time at the Ecuadorian embassy. That's easy enough to deal with. Otherwise, you can't really predict far ahead of what's going to happen next. Or maybe you can. Christine Assange certainly thinks you can. She thinks it's pretty inevitable. As soon as he's out that door, and that what we have to do above all is to stop that moment happening.
I completely agree with her, and that's why I am not a fan of events organized in the event of, you know, or actions organized in the event of him being kicked out. I'm in favor of actions occurring before such an eventuality. Hrafnsson space dash itself an indication. Oh, the appointment of renowned ED, Icelandic journalist Kristen Hrafnsson, as the new editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks.
Yeah. You know, one further reflection, Susie, on that clock, I think we should not hesitate to push it back as soon as there's some kind of victory, like in the Inter-American Court.
That would be great. Yeah,
you know,
that's great.
Significant support.
For it to go both ways, absolutely.
From Rafael Correa, significant support. That is so important because the people of Ecuador love him. And you know, they will push. I've been talking to some of them who've been very kind to answer me in English, but people in Ecuador, yeah, people support Julian.
Itself an indication of the dire circumstances at hand. Dire circumstances at hand or at play?
At hand.
Okay, and then in response, some of Julian's, or just Julian's most high-profile supporters. I like referring to Hilda's first name. I think Christine agreed on this. I think it was her who agreed on it. I like referring to Julian as Julian and not referring him to him as Assange. I feel like it humanizes him to use his first name. In response, Julian's most high-profile supporters are again massing for an online vigil.
Well, shouldn't it be amassing? Amassing?
Okay, how about amassing for the 5th Unity for J online vigil?
Yeah.
5th Unity for J online vigil. Nolan, are you saying at present instead of in response? That's quite good. At present is good. I agree with that if that's what you're saying to replace that with. Paul was asking if Aaron built the SuperStrike website. I don't know, but he definitely built, oh God, how's the name just flown out of my head? What was the activism organization? Demand Progress. Aaron Swartz built Demand Progress. And Demand Progress ran the Super campaign. At present, Julian's most high-profile supporters are again amassing, or no, not even are again, just because we've used 5th. So are amassing for the 5th on Unity for J online vigil in support or in solidarity with the silenced journalist. Silence, you've got a typo. And then you can put guests include, so take out this month's confirmed and just say guests include, and I'd take out notable speakers such as, and just put CIA torture whistleblower John Kiriakou, because I know Christine likes us to actually describe who people are and not just name them. Torture whistleblower John Kiriakou.
Shouldn't it be whistleblower on torture, John Kiriakou? Because it sounds a bit ambiguous. If you just put torture whistleblower, what does that mean? Yeah, whistleblower on torture.
I think he's pretty universally referred to as being the CIA torture whistleblower. You could maybe put, yeah, you could put the CIA torture whistleblower.
Oh yeah.
John Kiriakou, ex-US House of Representatives member Cynthia McKinney. Progressive comedian Graham Ellswood and filmmaker Vivian Kubrick. And then cut off the rest of the paragraph. Nolan, I completely agree with you regarding your edit. Barbara is pointing out again that he's a political prisoner. Now, I think we can take the whole section about the daisy chain interview style out because I don't think people really will understand it or care what the format is. So now we could say past vigils in support of the political prisoner.
Good one.
Have been a great success, drawing in tens of thousands of viewers. We can actually say hundreds of thousands of viewers because we got 270,000 last month. And I think we can take out across multiple platforms because I don't think the reader cares about where we're restreaming to either. And receiving shares could just say, and with the
support of.
With the support, yeah, take out and receiving shares. With the support of the official Julian Assange and WikiLeaks social media accounts, as well as Julian's mother, Christine Assange. Now, how do we turn that whole paragraph about what time it is and when it runs to? I feel like we should take that whole thing out and just have a line that says like date, time. And I think that we should actually take out the Unity for J Day stuff because it's not well explained and it's too far down the release, and we should do a separate press release about Unity for J Day actions. I know that's one of the golden rule about press releases is that you don't try and fit multiple announcements into them. You just make one press release per announcement. Barbara is saying for this political prisoner, not the political prisoner. Cockatoo says gathering instead of amassing. Someone else says, I like amassing. Amassing sounds like there's a large number of them. So I kind of agree with amassing. And there are a large number of them. I think we have like 24 or something. Or no, it must be 26 that we've got coming on Saturday. Yeah, I think the thing we're missing here is we haven't said what day or date it is. So if we're going to put the times in that format, we need to, the vigil will commence Saturday, 6th of October at is scheduled to can just be will. Okay, this bold section, I think we can remove this because this is carried over from the last press release as well, isn't it?
Partially, yeah.
Barbara's saying to make an invitation. She's saying you are invited to join this. So maybe the Unity for J movement, in bold, the Unity for J movement invites all supporters of free speech, press freedom, and human rights to participate in this historic event. Then remove the whole next section about Unity for J Day. Bernubro says, at present is too static for an event that is 2 days off. How about right now? Bernie, bro, how about currently instead of at present? Or we just remove at present and just have Julian's most high-profile supporters are amassing.
Yeah.
We probably just remove the at present. There you go.
Then you could put back the again after amassing.
I don't think we need again because we've got fifth.
All right.
So if it's the fifth one, then I think again is inherent. Okay, back to the bold. The Unity for J movement invites all supporters of free speech, press freedom, one word, not freedoms, and human rights to participate in this historic event. What is the quote? Oh, it's I love the First Amendment. That's cool. Organizer Susie Dawson said, okay, let's just rip that out and write a new quote. Guys, what do you want me to say? Press release. Susie says what? Susie says the astounding pace at which this solidarity movement for Julian Assange has grown is indicative of the I want to say global respect, but that's not right. The universal respect and love, respect and something of Julian's or for Julian's work and his empathy. I think empathy is a better word, really. Respect and empathy for this generation's greatest publisher.
Beautiful.
The greater jeopardy he is placed in by the powers that persecute him JEO.
Thank you.
The greater jeopardy he is placed in by the powers that persecute him PAR.
Thank you. Good? All good?
No.
AR.
Okay.
The greater jeopardy, or the greater the jeopardy he is placed in by the powers that persecute him. Comma, the more highly motivated
How about the better motivated or something like that?
or simply the more motivated and active his everyday supporters and defenders become. is indicative of the yeah, you just called it at the same time as the universal respect and empathy for this generation's greatest publisher. The greater the jeopardy is placed in by the powers that persecute him, the more motivated, active his everyday supporters and defenders become. There needs to be like a closing sentence, but I feel like it's going to end up being the same length that it was before. So we're just over a page, so I think we're still doing okay. With every person who with every person who with every person, I want to say who, with every person who rises to protect him or who bands together to protect him.
But would you prefer rising?
Justice and freedom for Julian Assange comes one step closer. You think a better wording than that, Kathy? Because I feel like that's not the greatest wording. The greater the jeopardy he is placed in by the powers that persecute him, the more motivated and active his everyday supporters and defenders become. With every person who rises to protect him, justice and freedom.
Every supporter builds another step towards his freedom and justice for Assange, like as if they are part of the flight of stairs that gets us to that high point.
Do you want to make reference to the clock here? That'd probably be a good time to do it.
No, I want to do the clock. I actually don't want to do the clock in here. I want to do the clock as a whole separate thing, like with imagery and part of the website and like a whole social media thing. I think it's a whole concept in and of itself.
Okay.
Too early.
I like the rising, and I like the protect him, because what it's telling people is that they actually can be like, together we can become, together we can make the difference. We can tip the balance.
What about Purcell's thing about the daisy chain is a link in the chain that protects him? Could we
Every supporter who rises in protection of Julian
is a link in the chain.
No, not helps bring about.
You'd have to go into her whole nature metaphor to really get that one.
Yeah, I agree with that. As yet again, it's another whole theme. It would have to be a consistent theme throughout the document.
Yeah.
Every supporter who rises to protect him brings our collective hope of justice and freedom one step closer.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, very good.
Brings a collective hope of justice and freedom one step closer. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, it's great.
Bruce says, brings our collective hope. Bruce King says that John Kiriaka's Twitter says CIA anti-torture whistleblower, so perhaps we should put that.
That would be better.
And somebody else, Bjorn, says amassing should become mobilizing. And I agree with that.
One more time. Are
mobilizing. Okay, now let's quickly review the stuff that's at the bottom to just make sure it's actually relevant. Okay, live stream will be, so scroll up just a little touch. Okay, good. One step closer. Great. Spread the word. Yes, absolutely great. Live stream will be accessible at official website, official Twitter, event hashtag, WikiLeaks Legal Defense Fund. Now, we're not supposed to, this is the old format because we're supposed to have imwikileaks.org/donate.
There's one little thing I have a comment about.
We fixed that, Mackenzie, we fixed that last month, so pull that section from last month, please, and replace it. Go ahead, Kathy.
Yeah, it's just where it says with the support of WikiLeaks. That could be interpreted by
as an endorsement. You are spot on.
WikiLeaks are behind the Unity for J movement. I would put approval with the approval.
Amplification, that's the correct word. You're absolutely right.
It's ambiguous and it could be wrongly interpreted.
Thank you for making that point because it's an extremely important one. Thank you for that. You guys, this is amazing. Like 30 or 40 people just wrote this press release, and now it's by far the most kick-ass press release we've actually ever put together in 5 months. Rounds of applause. That is very, very cool.
Hey, Susie, I'm taking a look at the other press releases we have up on the website right now. And they all seem to have that link that we're not supposed to have, the justiceforassange.com/donate.
Okay, because we were definitely told to use imwikileaks.org/donate.
Yeah. So
if you could swap it out, please.
Got it.
I think we're supposed to have Justice for Assange. Is Bella around? Bella Magnani? I think we're supposed to have Justice for Assange as like the website, like so people can go there and get information, but the donations are supposed to go to imwikileaks.org/donate.
What's going on here? Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, I remember that we were supposed to keep the same headings but swap the links over. So WikiLeaks support website should say justiceforassange.com and WikiLeaks Legal Defense Fund should say imwikileaks.org/donate. And it's definitely time to update those live tweets accounts because those are like 6 months old as well. Like Primal Species is Fly, who's currently not able to, although obviously he supports the movement, but because of work commitments, he can't do the live tweeting. Courage Found, actually, maybe I can do, it would be great if Courage Found would amplify all the stuff. I'll try and see if we can get them to, but they're not an official live tweeter of it. So I would remove, because what I really want in here is the accounts of the people who are sending like 20, 30, 40, 50 tweets, you know, during the vigil. Bruce, you would know who most of those are. So yeah, take out Primal Species. Crowd
What I would say.
Definite. Crowd Bank is a definite to leave in. That's Bruce. Bella Magnani, yeah, Courage Found. Greek Emmy. Greek Emmy is, she's an amazing WikiLeaks supporter, but I don't know that. Emmy, are you with us? Are you on the stream? Are you live tweeting our vigils? I think we need to confirm that with her. Like, if she's committed to live tweeting during the event, then she should be on this. Otherwise, no.
Susie?
Yeah?
There are a lot of people who tweet to the Unity for J Twitter account. So maybe just give the Unity for J Twitter account because there's so many people who do the live tweets and they'll get bumped.
We don't tend to retweet a lot though, but there are a lot of live tweeters that actively take screenshots and tweet throughout the whole event. I feel those are the people that should be listed here. Traditionally,
there are a lot of them.
Section. Like Plusiel is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Fleur is definitely one of them. Like Cassandra is not one of them. She's been a guest and things like that, but she's not like actively live tweeting the vigils.
I think there are too many of them.
And same deal with Kim. Kim will send 1 or 2 tweets about the event, but he doesn't like actually live tweet it. Live tweet is like, you know, a running narrative throughout the event. I would actually take Internet Party out as well, because Internet Party, we're not live tweeted. We amplify from it, but we don't live tweet from it.
I'd actually feel pretty bad being left on when there are so many tweeters who are more active than I at the moment. I just tend to bump them to the main account and encourage people to do the tweets rather than doing them myself these days.
Well, it does say and or additional content. Maybe we can take out this whole live tweet. Maybe we just remove that whole paragraph, because we've already got official Twitter at Unity4J. Maybe we just leave it at that.
Yes.
I mean, even I'm not live tweeting when I think about it. Like, I mean, this has been my thing for years. I've live tweeted events, but I find it virtually impossible to do it when I'm organizing the event at the same time. It's literally impossible to live tweet it.
You can really only do 6 or 7 things at a time, isn't it? True.
God, it's just like, that's almost like a dawn of a new realization for me, actually, because this was my thing. I would run like 4 or 5 different accounts and I'd live tweet events, you know, on the ground at Actions. Now I'm not doing any of that. My role has completely changed. Yeah, remove that whole paragraph, please. I'd take out other and just put credible accounts for Julian Assange updates, because that list is pretty good. It's actually a very useful list. What I need to do is go and add in a whole bunch of the prolific Unity4J people to that list now. Media inquiries, fine. Now, this whole, for more background on the recent escalation of grave threats to Julian Assange, what I would like you to do is to copy that whole section, everything from that all the way down, and paste it into a DM to Bella Magnani and ask her to please update this, because we want an updated version of it for the bottom of the press release that we're putting out for this event. Cool. You can unshare screen while you're sending her messages.
Sure.
Just tell her we have workshopped a fantastic new press release together live on stream. You could even give her the draft copy, say, please, can she update the background information? This is what's presently in it with the most current and relevant background information. She'll get back to you pretty quickly. She's very active, she works fast, and she's a freaking encyclopedia about WikiLeaks. Okay, guys, I'm going to take over. Is there any other urgent, vital news or notices from anyone that you want to, anything you want to say? Do it quickly, because I'm going to wrap very soon. We are on time.
Susie, just one more thing. I've just come across this site called threadreaderapp.com, #Unity4J, and it's highlighting the best Twitter threads about Unity4J. I can see our people there. You're there, probably number 1. Jared Perilla as well. The official Assange account is there. Snow White. These are some of the ones who, I think Snow White, I saw tweets coming out about the live tweets coming out about the vigil. Alistair Thompson, but and Flick Rubies as well. I'll send you through the link. It's really good.
Cool, that would be useful to have. Maybe that's another one for our read section on the new website.
Cool.
Anything else, you guys? Bruce, Mackenzie, Bjorn, anything you want to say? Now's your chance. Mind you, I mean, we're doing this all again tomorrow night, so it's not like you'll have to hold your tongue for too long.
I think everything's going great.
Somebody just reminded me, and they're a very helpful person, so thank you very much, that on the Discord server there is a #WikiBees channel. And in there, it pulls all of the chat commentary from all of our social chats. So even if the restream chat isn't working entirely, that I can actually go in there while I'm on stream and see everybody's comments. So thank you. That is extremely helpful. We're going to work out where the hell it is. Ah, no, it's not working. You're kidding me. Ah. Yeah, and look how good it is. It actually like tells you like it's from the Periscope, it's from the YouTube. It's like, that is extremely helpful. It would be so much better if we could just use this channel actually for reading and responding to chat. Okay, wonderful people in chat, all of our great viewers and participants. Is there anything else that you want to tell us right now?
Just wanted to say thank you very much, and I'm going back to bed now.
Sorry, we should do these at more hospitable times for the Australians.
All right, see ya.
Night, night. Thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, wonderful people. This press release, we'll be able to show you it published on our website tomorrow night, and we will be able to tweet it out and circulate it everywhere. Tomorrow night, we'll polish off the media resources, and then we'll put together some material for Unity for J Day on Sunday. You guys are amazing. I'm very impressed with our first serious collaborative effort at producing content. That was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Night, everybody. See you tomorrow, same time, same place, 8 p.m. EST on unity4j.com/stream. If you want to hang out with, talk to, work with the people you saw here tonight, go to unity4j.com/discord, assign yourself some roles in the roles channel, and come and help us to free Julian Assange. Ka kite anoa, New Zealanders. Night, night, everybody.
Night, Susie.
walk my way with your pepper spray, all I can do is watch your hips sway. So come on now, policewoman in your blue uniform, let me turn you on. Arrest me, arrest me, arrest me. Policewoman, don't you know that I will turn you on with your own baton? I will turn you on with your handcuffs on. Come on, policewoman in your blue uniform, let me turn you on. All I can do is watch your hips sway when you walk my way, policewoman.
Please talk. Can someone talk to me? Can someone actually just tell me where the US Embassy staff are? No, they're not answering. So the British High Commission are not answering the door to 2 British citizens wanting to ask questions. Pretty shoddy. And it's raining now. 3rd venue today.
And the Swedish episode was just a bogus red herring. The US Constitution protects publishers and journalists. This crime was just to have broken the silence. It provided, shown that we're complicit by failing to speak out against illegal wars and the attacks on this journalist who's actually provided the real truth and the deceit of Western governments. There's no investigative journalism in our lifetime whose equal importance in terms of information he has provided through WikiLeaks. He's called rapacious power to account. He's shown that our governments are supporting 70% of the military, including Saudi Arabia, which has an appalling record in terms of human rights and the treatment of women. It also is attacking on behalf of the United States Yemen, and we know that millions of people are at threat now in Yemen of starvation because they're closing the last port there, which is providing the humanitarian aid. At the same time, the drone execution that we don't really hear of innocent people all through the Middle East and any part of the world. Malcolm Turnbull can remain silent, or he can seize this opportunity and use his government's diplomatic influence to defend the life of an Australian citizen, a really top Australian citizen whose courageous public service is recognised by countless people across the world. He can bring Julian Assange home, and that's what we ask him to do right now.
Thank you. The Right, we're gonna take it away now. Bye-bye, Beehive, until the next time. This will be where we come for emergency action. There's been a few people walking across today and taking an interest, which is great. It's just what we want. Some people are like, who's Julian? That astounds me, really, but anyway. Some people are like, we're with her, and I think those people really need to do some more investigation. But anyway, here we are. Free speech, freedom of press. Not 1984, if we can help it.